Okay, we're here again, April 26th. We're discussing what to do if the Restore America plan fails, and we need an alternative, and we're talking about using the recall process. And I'm going through all the different offices so that people can take control of their community, at least on a city or a county level to begin with, instead of trying to knock off a whole country at once. My premise is based on not trying to replace their court system with a de jure or a lawful court system, because I think that's a little bit out there. I don't think that's going to work. So what we're trying to do is pervert their own court and legal system against themselves using the recall process. The recall process allows us to get an elected official on the ballot and basically throw him out of office and put a new elected official in his stead. So we've been covering all the different offices, and one office that's very important and we haven't covered, I'm going to refer to as the prosecutor. This can be a label called district attorney or state's attorney, whatever you want to call them on the local level. Forget the attorney general of the state for now. We're going to go on a local grassroots level. So we're talking about the state attorney or the district attorney. You basically, the recall for him is very easy. You confront them as a group, your militia, your group, and you say, we're going to have a down and dirty recall on you and throw you out of office. The first thing you do is scare the crap out of the guy, because he knows the political party or the powers that be are never going to run him again if he's on a recall ballot. Okay? Never. Because he's tainted. They're going to try to get somebody else. And then you tell him he has to become a constitutional elected official and enforce the Constitution against all enemies from within and without, and follow the law and stop enforcing unconstitutional laws and stop with all this admiralty court and all the other crap. Okay? He may or may not do it. In this environment, he may agree to it. You know? Now, I would suggest you go after the sheriff, the judges, and the prosecutor, and the clerk of the court all at the same time, because they're all going to be afraid that if one or two of them falls, the other are going to be in a lot of trouble. So this is important. Go after them all at the same time. Like I said, the mayor's a tough cookie. Okay, you can go after him too, but he's a tough one. All right, so you get the prosecutor's cases that he files against people. You get them off the public docket. You publish them on a website. You reference them on radio stations, newspaper ads, billboards. He's acting as a treasonous, seditious individual, undermining the Constitution, going against it, and violating your rights. Violating the rights of your children and your family. And educate the people and show the people as best you can what he's doing wrong. Okay? And every week you publish on the website the cases he keeps filing, and you keep pushing forward to get this guy thrown out of office. Go after him by the throat. Prosecuting attorneys usually have a pretty good career when they leave office, because they learn a lot about court and procedures. De facto court garbage. And the big law firms tend to pick them up. So these are guys that are going to have a lot more cocky, boisterous attitude against you. Okay? You just keep publishing everything he does on your website, making it available to the people, getting the signatures, doing everything you can to point him out, labeling him as treasonous, seditious, operating against the Constitution, violating his oath of office, ruining your community, and throw him out. Now, if you can get, the clerk out, the sheriff out, the prosecuting attorney out, the judges, and put your own people in, you're going to have a constitutional community. You're not going to be under the Constitution when you travel, but in your community, you're going to be in good shape. So go after this guy, and just keep posting the cases, and they could sit around and talk to each other and stuff like that, but there's not much to do. They're going to have to stand for an election again prematurely. You get enough ballots, you get enough signatures for that recall, they get a chance to run again. In some communities it's different. You can vote someone else in. You could just throw him out and have a new election. It's always going to be different. Listen, the sovereigns in your community know how to rip through the law books. Okay? They're expert at it. They're better than the lawyers and the judges at it. They know their stuff. You turn them loose on recall petitions, child's play. It'll take them minutes, not hours. They'll rip through the code sections. They'll have it down. Okay? And then you start getting the signatures. You guys throw some money in the pot. Big money puts mayors in offices. Okay? They don't worry about it. State attorneys and prosecuting attorneys. The sheriff, there's some big money behind the sheriff because he has some contracts, particularly with the jails. He controls a big budget to run the jail, and he could award, some contracts. He's got a little bit of money behind him there. Judges don't attract much money. No, the mayor attracts big money. The mayor is going to be the hard guy to get. But if you get some of these other offices first, then you can go after the mayor later on. And, don't be afraid to talk to the assistant prosecutors, the employees that take a civil service test. Don't be afraid to go after them and educate them as to what is going on and why it's a failure to support the Constitution, and how your boss is an enemy of the state and he's labeled as such, and he's going to be voted out of office, and you guys should abandon him because when the new guy gets in, your decisions in enforcing unconstitutional laws are going to be brought to light, and it could be grounds to terminate your employment as treason and sedition in the past. You could wind up being prosecuted. These people are in prison. They could come back and sue you and take your assets. And remember, we're going after the judge, the sheriff, the clerk of the court. See how the game's played. I'm going to have another tape that's going to give you an overview and wrap all this stuff together. But anyway, I felt it was important that you guys understand these individual offices should be attacked. And I'm telling you guys, it's so easy. It's easy. It's not going to be hard. They don't have a lot of support in community. People don't even know who they are. Go around and ask your friends and neighbors who the district attorney is, who the prosecuting attorney is. Ask, they probably don't know. Ask them when he got elected. Who's the clerk of the court? Nobody's going to know that. Who are the judges? Name your circuit court judges. They're not going to know that. They don't even know who these people are. They go and they vote on the ballot, You could go to the Republican Party in your community and the Democrat Party and try to get their support. Probably be a waste of time. If you're going to do anything, go to the Libertarian Party and try to get them involved, But they could scare people away. Forget the Tea Party. They're phony. Sarah Palin is not out for real change. She's out to pacify the people so she could get in and make her $1 billion. Okay. End of this tape.